We've been castrating our bulls. Delicious. And after we're castrating our bulls, I eat dried figs. Okay. Been real busy. Made a couple videos but didn't upload them. Oh, these are good. Anyhow, some years ago, I was part of an organization. Well, yeah, I was part of this organization. It's kind of like a tradesman's trade organization, not a union. I was with these guys for probably 10 years. I quit it back in 2008 because I'm paying all this money in. I made just as much money without these guys as I did with them. And it's like, what am I paying them for? So after 2008, I put it on hold. But we had this rule, which I thought was a pretty good rule. And this rule was, if you're a tradesman and you're working in this shop, and you have the tradesman position, we'll call it. I'm also a tradesman, and I'm out of work. I go to your shop, whoever's running it, owns it, operates it, manages it, and say, hey, I'm available. You know, here's my resume, here's my application if you've got one, but I am available for that position. Okay, that was a big no-no. You didn't do that. That was forbidden. You could not go solicit yourself for a position that's being held by someone else. And it was actually a pretty good thing. Now, if it was a shop that, you know, fired the guy or the guy moved on, okay, yeah, they put a thing out in the network saying we're looking for a new tradesman to come in, or whatever, and like that. But you could not solicit a position that was already held by one of your fellow tradesmen. It was because it's a pretty kind of a ruthless group anyway. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, that was a rule. You could not go. You couldn't in any way, shape, or form go to some other shop that has a tradesman in there and solicit yourself or ask if, hey, how's he doing? Is there any future opening? None of that. You couldn't do that. They'd cane you in a heartbeat. And something made me think of this just the other day, where years ago we had this kid working for us at the family business, which is seasonal, and young guy, fresh out of school, and he probably worked with us 6 months, something like that. And the season was up. I said, listen, instead of cutting you loose, I got this cow operation. I have a whole bunch of fencing that needs to be done. Why don't you come over, work with me? I might be able to give you another 6 months or something, and then you could pick up with the family deal when the season picks up again. He said, great. And so he had no experience with this sort of thing, but I knew his father a little bit. I had some experience with his father from years prior. Nice guy, nothing there. Well, anyhow, this kid comes and builds a bunch of fencing for me. We're dealing with the cattle and all this kind of thing. And he'd had a pretty rough background, got kicked out of school. He got busted for smoking some pot or something like that. But he always showed up for work, always got the job done. It was really nice. And pretty much told me his whole background. There was no secret. He told me he got kicked out of school, had to do a continuation thing or something like that. And so everything was above board. He wouldn't hide nothing like that. And he was a good employee, good person, in spite of all that. And so he worked with me for probably, mud all over me. Yeah, worked with me for probably over a year. And at one day, I was out here by myself, and a friend who I have, an older guy, drove up, and I'm out here working on the fence. He said, by myself. And this guy I know comes up, and he's got his grandson with him, who's like the same age as this other kid working for me. So this guy comes, he pulls up, him and his kid get out, his grandkid, and he says, hey, I want you to meet my grandson. He knows how to do all this stuff. He's available, fresh out of school, good kid, no problems, hasn't done anything, this, that, or the other thing. Clean slate, Like, okay, whatever. And has all this kind of experience, knows all this stuff, and if you got any available, he could help you here. He could knock this out pretty quick because I see you're doing a lot of work, and he could really be a good match or whatever. I said okay, and I said, well, I don't kind of got someone right now, and we're about winding it up, and so I really don't have anything going right now. And so the grandson pipes up and says, well, you got this kid working for you named such and such? I said, yeah, he's working for me. He said, I went to school with him. He got in all kinds of trouble. Matter of fact, he got kicked out of school. And a lot of fights and did all kinds of stuff. And, bad egg, kind of deal. And, I didn't say anything at the time. But he just kind of laid all this out about this kid that's working for me. And I wanted to punch him. Well, that's what I wanted to do, or slap his grandpa. I didn't say anything at the time because it wasn't going anywhere. I said, well, he's worked out good for me, this, that. And but I said, if something changes, I'll let you know. So they left. And so I bring this up because it's not the right thing to do. If you have to go, if he just came up and said, hey, you got someone working for you, he's a bad egg, he's this, and this, I just wanted to let you know, give you the heads up. Well, I would have appreciated that. But don't come ask me for the job that I've already got filled and then assassinate the character of the person that's working for me and this kind of thing. And that's what this kid did. It's like he thought either this was going to get him over the top or whatever the case. I wouldn't hire this kid if he was the last man standing. I'd never trust him just because of what he did. And the other thing on top of that is I already told you I like this guy. He was a good, he had a lot of character in my opinion. Even though he had a rough background, he was he was rough stock, but he had a lot of character. And so this kid's telling me I'm wrong. Okay, and I don't know this kid from Adam, other than this guy's grandkid. And I see this happen in other areas and other things. If you have to improve your position, or trying to get into someone else's position, and you have to assassinate their character to do it, you're a dork. Okay, you're the problem. And if you're thinking of doing something like that, like it might give you the heads up, don't ever do that, because what you're doing is you're telling let's say if the shoe was on the other foot. If I went and told if you're telling me that this guy I have hiring is bad, then you're also attacking me as a manager. See, but yet you want me to give you a job. It just doesn't. Anyhow, I'm probably rambling, but it was just how when this person came to me and said, "I want this position that someone else is holding." Oh, and by the way, they're bad. This, and that. Well, I would never trust this person. Why would I get involved with somebody like that, even if it was all true? Anyhow, I can't really tell. There's something that made me think of this, which I won't get into, but I thought that was a pretty good rule of the trades organization that is involved. You cannot go solicit work elsewhere if you have one of your fellow tradesmen is already there, and don't go out of your way to assassinate his character just to try to get your foot in the door. Anyhow, I'm rambling on. Love you. God bless. A good example. You can castrate the rabbits too.